G'day guys, it's Kane from Kane's Trains here, and Happy New Year! Welcome to 2025. Now, looking back at 2024, it was a pretty wild ride. We got up to quite a lot. And it all starts on January 2nd on the Fleurieu Peninsula with RX 207 on a cockle train service. And if you see anything you like in this little highlight video, why not subscribe, chuck a like, or leave a comment below. Hope you enjoy today's highlight reel of 2024. On that same day, we caught up with RX 224, leaving Port Elliot on a cockle train service as well. On January 9th, I got to try my hands at a 5-inch gauge steam locomotive. February 15th saw a streamlined locomotive, or a bulldog locomotive, leading an empty grain train across the Murray River Bridge. On that same day, we saw a couple of bulldogs leading the AK track recording cars. The 17th of February, we were up at Mount Lofty, where an SCT service was returning 3 interstate visitors back to Victoria, that being a C-Class, X-Class, and CLF. In February and March, ALARX 701 did a couple of runs from Tailem Bend to the wheel lave at Dry Creek with their new Victorian N cars. In early March, I was in Victoria for the Newport Open Days, but I also captured some other rail action in Western Victoria and in the big city. March 30th saw a trip to Sasmi Park, this time to take on the 7 1/4. May 18th saw the first run of 621 after a period of maintenance work, and it was a pretty exciting trip down to Strathalbyn. Later that day, Alco 958 was added to the rear for the journey back to Mount Barker. And the day wasn't over yet. It ended with RX 207 getting a test run behind 958. June brought us the first test train down to the new Port Dock station. I'm still not sure if it was worth staying up till midnight for, though. Later that month, the AK track recording cars were back, but this time it was the odd pairing of a Bulldog and a New South Wales 49 class. Highlander services were a great addition to the Steam Ranger calendar this year, and this one at Gemmels is hauled by RX 207, with 958 assisting at the rear. It was also around this time that Cube entered South Australia and took over the Bowman's rail services. July 3rd also saw the AK track recording cars being hauled by double bulldogs. We were lucky enough to see them heading into Islington and then capturing the locos and crew car heading back out. It was also great to finally experience one of the fantastic Twilight Trams events at the St Kilda Tramway Museum in South Australia. And naturally, after enjoying some Twilight Trams, you gotta head to the Flinders Ranges for some heritage rail on the Pitchy Ritchie Railway. "2024 also saw Watco in WA take on various different hire locos on short-term basis. Some of these units were the 1100s that we captured on this SCT train at Petwood. July also saw probably the highlight of my year, the Pitchy Ritchie Railway 50th Anniversary Railfest weekend. It was a bloody awesome time. While in the area, or when in Rome, we also decided to check out some of the narrow gauge action on the Whyalla or tramway system. We had some pretty awesome lash-ups on the grain trains this year, and this is one such example from late August. 2024 was also the year of the CF for SCT, as they now have quite a few of them appearing on their trains. September also brought us the Strathalbyn Transport Festival, which brought us, among many other things, double-headed RXs. We saw them here in the yard at Strathalbyn, as well as at the now closed Fiddler Lane. September 21st was a day of poxboxes, red hens, and freights as we celebrated one of my final days in Adelaide before I was heading to Alice Springs for my university placement. Alice Springs was a phenomenal time, and I've got a couple of compilations coming. But here, we have a few clips of the Ghan, a freight, and of course, an NSU at the Old Ghan Heritage Railway and Museum. A bonus during my time away was to see a lone ALF class unit hauling the AK track recording cars through Heavy Tree Gap. In late November, I was insanely lucky to ride the Ghan back from Alice Springs to Adelaide. The service on board was incredible, the food amazing, the staff amazing, the views sensational, and I have got a long video coming out eventually detailing that. But here's a few quick clips from that journey. Back in Adelaide, I found myself at Mount Lofty Station at the new Carcoo Cafe, with some ELs being used on an SCT freight service. Late November saw a wet and spontaneous trip to Corn to see the Z-Class tender touch rail for the first time. Late November, early December, saw vintage Alco 901, formerly a South Australian Railways 830 class, be transferred from Dry Creek to Whyalla. Following the theme of transfers, late December saw steam and ex-V-Line H sets being transferred on the Steam Ranger Heritage Railway. I'd like to think this was a bit of an early Christmas present. GM 37 and a freshly painted ALF 22 heading down the South Line to collect a wagon from Balhanna. And one more transfer to top it all off. Triple C classes being transferred from west to east coast, now owned by SSR. Well, there you have it, guys. A bit of a highlight reel for 2024. I'd like to thank everyone that's subscribed to me this year, watched a video, liked a video, commented on one, shared one. You've all been really big supporters and I appreciate it. I'd like to thank my good mate Choo Choo Stew, as well as AM22 Trains and Things, Railtown Production, Outdoors Type, Tate Set, all these other channels that I can't think of off the top of my head. It's been really good having you along my side, seeing you pop up, watching your videos, getting inspiration. It's been a great year, and I look forward to what 2025 will bring. If you've made it this far to the end of this video, thank you so much. All your views help, all your support helps, and if there's anything you'd love to see in 2025, leave a comment below suggesting it. I've got some big plans for the year, but I'm always open to suggestions. Anyway, I've been Kane from Kane's Trains, and thank you very much for watching.